sumo deadlift. So a sumo deadlift is going to be very similar to a conventional deadlift. So if you have not already mastered a conventional deadlift, please do that first. In a sumo deadlift, your setup is going to be slightly different, but the rest of the movement is going to be almost exactly the same. So your setup is going to be, instead of being hip width apart with your toes pointed forward, you're going to step out to the side. In a sumo stance, your toes are going to be pointed a little bit more out than they normally are, and then you're going to grab the bar in the middle, okay? Another difference in a sumo deadlift versus a conventional deadlift is the cue when you're pushing the ground away. So in a conventional deadlift, we talk about pushing the ground away with your feet and imagining that you're doing almost a leg press. In a sumo deadlift, you want to imagine that there is a crack in the floor and that you're trying to separate the two pieces of the floor to create a larger gap, which why would we want to do that? I don't know, but that's your cue. I've also seen people say, imagine you're standing on a piece of paper and you're trying to rip apart the paper. So essentially we're pushing down still, but we're also kind of pressing out at the same time. And in order to determine how far you should be, this is going to vary from person to person. It's going to be something that you're going to have to feel out a little bit. I have seen people as wide as this pick up the bar. I've seen people a little bit more narrow, but as long as your hands still fit inside of your legs when you're doing it, I find it acceptable. What I like to do is, this is my fun cue, I like to say, I call it SpongeBob. So you're going to be SpongeBob by bringing your arms out, and everybody has different length arms, right, that usually correspond to the rest of their body lengths and proportions. So bring your arms out in SpongeBob style, and then you're going to bring your foot out so that your hand is pointing down in the middle of your foot, about midfoot. This doesn't need to be an exact science, clearly, because I'm SpongeBob, but that's what I like to do. That's what I tell our clients to do. So SpongeBob, you're going to have your feet pointed a little bit wider than 30 degrees out, and this is my favorite sumo deadlift style. It is still going to be a hinge. We're still hinging back the hips, but it is a little bit more squatty than a conventional deadlift is. And that's okay. That's normal. All right. So approach the bar, normal stance. Then we're going to SpongeBob it out to the side. You're still going to have the bar over your midfoot, but it's going to be kind of angled because your foot is angled, right? Then we're going to come down, let your shins touch the bar, grab the bar in the middle. Now we're not going to be as wide. You can do double overhand or you can do a switch grip. And then you are going to push the ground away and split the earth at the same time, okay? So create that tension, big deep belly breath in, and push the ground away and spread it. It's a hip thrust at lockout, RDL on the way down, drop it as soon as you clear your knees, rebrace, clear your knees, hip thrust it, RDL, back down. Awesome. Have fun with that one.